I've said it many times before, and I can't imagine I'll stop saying it anytime soon. I'm an unrepentant, unblushing tube audio enthusiast. The very best hi-fi systems I've ever heard have pretty much all had tubes somewhere in the chain, whether those systems were driving loudspeakers or, of course, headphones. Now this behemoth of an amp, the Amps & Sound Nautilus, was a big, heavy star at CanJam SoCal last year. That was also the first time I'd heard the Nautilus, and I loved it. It's a beast of an amp. The Nautilus allows for a range of tubes, including 6L6GC through KT90s. I believe it comes with a matched pair of 6L6GC STR or KT88s. This one here has KT88s. It also has a single 12AX7 and two 5AR4 or 5U4 rectifiers. When choosing which headphone to start off with a tube amp, I usually start with a high impedance headphone, so I started with the Sennheiser HD800S. Into 300 ohms, the Nautilus can output up to 6 watts. Now with the HD800S, I was only a couple of clicks into the 24-step stepped attenuator before I was at a moderate listening level, and the HD800S might never have sounded so rich and full as it did from the Nautilus. It was with the Hi-Fi Man HE6 SE and Susvara that I was most impressed though. Into both of those planar magnetic headphones, I think maximum output from the Nautilus will be around 5 to 6 watts, so these sometimes challenging to drive headphones are driven with outright ease and driven beautifully by the Nautilus. Now I've always found the HE6 variants challenging mates for amplifier pairings, but the Nautilus reminded me why a properly driven HE6 is still held in such high regard by HE6 diehards. But the Susvara with the Nautilus has to be one of the best sounding non-electrostatic headphone systems I've heard in some time. It's incredible. The Nautilus seems to bring out all the Susvara's strengths, namely electrostatic rivaling resolution, coupled with the fleshy three-dimensional sonic image objects fantastic tube gear can bring into systems. The Amps & Sound Nautilus is also very flexible, allowing for 5 separate impedances to be selected for system matching and a pair of 8-ohm 5-way binding posts. Cinemag transformers are used as input transformers for XLR to RCA conversion, and the input uses input transformers for reduced noise floor, greater clarity, and sub-bass response. Also critical to the Nautilus's performance are custom-wound ultra-high-quality output transformers from Transcendar. The Nautilus's component list reads very impressively, just a fantastic amp. Amps & Sound will also have a new amp at the show called the Red October. The Red October is a true dual mono amp with up to 7 watts output using 12AX7, two 300Bs, and two 5U4 or 5AR4 rectifiers. I love a good 300B amp, so I will definitely be giving the new Amps & Sound Red October a listen at CanJam too.